Today I would like to do a comparison video for you between the Anker 757 Powerhouse and the Jackery Explorer 1000. I won't bore you with an unboxing video, but I will just show you some of the bits you come get with your Anker. Obviously a power lead for your appropriate country. I'll come to that one. There's also a power lead for connecting your solar panels, and well, there's like 3 connections, one in and one in the other, so it's like making 3 panels into one solar connection, and DC 12 volt for charging on your cigarette from your car. One of the features of the Anker is you can charge from all of those things at the same time. You can plug in your AC, your 12 volt and your solar and have it charge from all of those things, so you can like bombard it with current. You can, as fast as it'll go, it'll charge up. And the last thing in the packet is a little Anker branded raincoat to put over the top of it. If you have it outside, etc., you can put this little raincoat on. Isn't that nice? Like that. Beautiful. Okay, let's get into the nitty gritty and specifications of these 2 different units. Please also, this is not a Jackery bashing video. I'm not taking anything away from the Jackery. This has been a staple at lots of drift events and all other sorts of camping and outdoor things. This has served us very well. But as happens with all things, other manufacturers come along and make newer, better, and roughly the same features, but things that you would have liked to see on the Jackery have been implemented in the Anker. We'll do a brief rundown of the specifications versus specifications. Most importantly, of course, first is going to be capacity. So this is, I've printed them off their website so we can read them. So the Jackery 1000, unsurprisingly, has 1002 watt hours of capacity. The Anker 757, I don't know why they call it a 757. It's not the greatest name. Like Jackery Explorer 1000 matches, it's 1000. They also do a 500 and a 250, of which of course have 500 watt hours and 250 watt hours. The 757, that's not how it works. So this is a capacity of 1229 watt hours. So it's like, the capacity of that is a big Jackery plus a smaller Jackery. So that is the same capacity as the big one plus a little one. That's if that helps you visualize the amount of energy storage in that. That plus those 2. You back on the floor. Oh, Jesus, nearly fell over. And the next one is power output. So this can do you 1000 watts continuous power and a 2000 watt surge. The Anker can give you 1500 watts of output power and 2400 watts of surge. What other interesting things on here? I mean, well, you can see there's lots of USB ports and USB-C ports. 2 AC outlets for here in the UK. It's the 3-pin variety. You've got your 12 volt car plug, and that's about it for outputs. Inputs are on the back. They live under a magnetic flap on the rear. We've got AC in and then a multi-in. That's is that an XTC60 plug, the yellow one? And that's where you put in your solar or your 12 volt, basically. Anywhere from 11 to 30 volts goes in that one. Okay, and then we're going to come to the elephant in the room, even though, but elephant named so because of the weight. So, I keep saying so, stop it. This bad boy, it weighs 20 kilos. This weighs 10. This is literally twice the weight of this one. That's twice the weight. 2 times for, obviously not 2 times the capacity. You've got we'll say 1 1/4. 1 1/4 the capacity for double the weight. And that's because of the battery technology that is used in the thing. I'm going to get my piece of paper so I can read it off and not get it wrong. The Anker uses the LFP, or is it lithium ferrite phosphate that the right? LiFePO4. So the lithium ferrous phosphate batteries. And the Jackery uses the lithium ion with the nickel manganese cobalt batteries. Now, these lithium ion batteries have, well, about, I was reading it up earlier, they're about double the energy density of the iron based ones. So you get twice as much power in the same space for, you know, the size of the battery. But the lithium ion, I'm just going to call them life batteries. The life batteries are, well, they're heavier, as we've seen, because it's like nearly twice as heavy. No, it's exactly twice as heavy. They're twice as heavy because you need a lot more of them because they're a lot less energy dense. But they're also a lot safer. They go on fire a lot less. So your new Teslas and all of those kind of things and more cars are starting to be built with the life batteries because they are inherently safer. They don't go on fire as easily, like temperature doesn't affect them as badly. When they get hot, they don't swell up, all these things. And so yeah, so for safe, in the eyes of safety, a life battery is a safer battery than you know, a nickel manganese cobalt. But the drawback is, of course, the weight. It's twice as heavy as the standard battery. Another advantage of the life batteries is their life cycles. So on Jackery's website, it says, what's this got a life cycle of? So you've got a 500 charge life cycle. Now that doesn't mean, a life cycle charge doesn't mean like you can only charge it 500 times, because I was trying to find a good way of explaining how a life cycle, like if you charge and discharge your battery, but not fully discharge it, that doesn't count as a charge cycle. Because I was looking on my e-bike, so I've had it for like 3 years now, and it's been used and charged almost every day. So that's, we'll just call that a nice round, like 360. It's been recharged 1,000 times. But if you go on its computer display and look at its recharge count, it's like 10. It only thinks it's been recharged a 10 count cycle. So it's not, you know, you can only charge it 500 times and it's dead. That's not how it works. Lithium ferrite, on the other hand, lasts about 6 times longer than your nickel metal. So if that does 500, that'll do 3,000 charge cycles. So longevity-wise, again, life wins, but it's heavy as balls. That's the trade-off. Good for, like I say, your electric cars, where weight kind of is an issue, but not going fire is also a good issue. And also you want to be able to discharge it and recharge it lots and lots of times, so it kind of retains second-hand market value. Recharge times, that's another, does it say on this specifications? Yeah. So from 0 to 80% on the Jackery takes 5.5 hours. We've got 5.5 hours from 0 to 80%. On this, from 0 to 80% takes 1 hour. That's ridiculous. It's like a current Hoover. As I'm still amazed. I can't, like, that goes on charge after an event, and it takes basically, well, all night or in a hotel or what to charge back up again. That takes an hour. Like, you plug it back in, you're 80%, up to 80%, and in an hour. And this is just a general topicy thing on battery charging. The reason you take things to 80% is because the last 20% is usually where the battery management system inside them, your Makita tool batteries is the same. Really fast charge, up to 8%, and then it spends the last 20% balancing all the cells, making sure they're all the same voltage and everything's working correctly. And that's the bit that takes the longest amount of time. Same as on your Tesla cars and your other cars. You plug them into the supercharger and you go from 0 to 80% in like 15 minutes, but the last 20% might take 3 hours, because that's when it does all its balancing and other electric wizardry. I digress. I'm more waffling on battery topics. Again, is the DC output, is it still just 10 amps? Is it? Does it even bother to say? Doesn't say. Oh no, car socket output, 120 volts, 120 watts. So yeah, 10 amps on your output of 12 volt output. So that'll quite easily run diesel heater again. Well, assuming you can find one that runs at less than 10 amps, which we have several of. Now, I think I've just about covered all of the things I have to cover. I said the solar charging. The solar charger is the same thing. They sell solar panels. They plug in the back. Same as the Jackery. Has to be obviously out in the sunshine, and you charge it up via the sun. What's this got? 300 watt possible input. So that's 3 sets of 100 watt solar panels. The Jackery Explorer is the same for solar input. So as I've seen, the Jackery also has smaller friends. The Anker, again, it has smaller friends. Don't put that in there. They obviously make, this is the biggest one. You get smaller ones of varying sizes, same as the Jackery. You don't need a monstrously big one like that. You can get smaller ones. Same life batteries and the same charging cycle and all the other good things that life batteries have. Because I want to say, like, this Anker's not the first Anker product we've had, bought and used. These are what they're best known for is their little battery power packs for charging your phone on the go. These are, I think, Anker are like world #1 on Amazon for power packs. Like, if you want a power pack on Amazon and you search for it, you're going to get Anker first. They are like #1. That's where they started off, making power banks for your charge your phone, and they've just got bigger and better at it, it would appear. So these are really good as well, actually, for charging your phone on the go. Handy, slips in a pocket. Good for drift events again. Microphones, cameras, those sorts of things. I've lost my sheet of paper that I was supposed to thing from talking about. I think the last thing I have to mention, well, I literally have to mention, is the warranty. So Anker give you a 5-year guarantee on this box. I think you get 1 or 2 years with your Jackery. That's is the way of, I don't know what the actual law, because like in the UK, I'm sure there's like a 7-year thing. I have no idea how any of that works anymore. It's all things to me. So I think I've covered all of the main things that I am required to talk about, and now I can talk to you about the other things that it does. Yeah, and so I'm going to leave a link to the Anker in the description, link and stuff. Those bits down below for that. Right, let's go deeper into the doing of things. I'm not going to take this apart today because my friend is going to take it to the British Drift Championships this week and use it to charge and run things. So I'd like to have it not in bits, or break it before he gets a chance to take it away and well, give it a thorough testing. And right, let's go in. Let's zoom in a bit. Let's zoom in. Okay, main thing of the Jackery. This has an enormous display. And there's, well, you can see the battery's at 100% and there's currently nothing plugged in, so there's no other output displays. I should have brought something to plug in. Oh, I know. Well, actually, no, they're all charged, so that won't work. I need something to plug in. Right, don't need the specification anymore. How about a nice work light? Like, can you see? Nice shitty work light. Let's plug this bad boy in. Let's plug it in and put it on the floor. So, work light is plugged in. We'll now turn it on. Except it's not actually turned on down here. Oh, there it goes. Right. So, we have an output of 46 watts. Now, this is what was missing from the Jackery. Our runtime. Right, let me zoom you in even further. So on there, look, you can see it won't do much. Get back. It will give you an estimated runtime on the device that you've plugged in. So at 46 watts, hi, stay on please. We should have 18 hours of runtime from my work light down there, which is it's great. Right. The other thing, right, fucking zoom out again, Jesus. Zoom back out. Okay, so a runtime indicator. I think that is brilliant. You don't have to guess. I know the Jackery shows you like a percentage, and that shows you a percentage as well, but being able to go, right, we've got 17 hours worth of light to use, let's do the thing. That's nice. On the Jackery, it has a thing where if it doesn't detect any any power being used from one of the outputs, it'll turn it off automatically. This does the same, but it has a switch. So power saving mode does the thing. If I was to turn these lights off at the switch on the lights, this AC outlet would stay on for, I think it's an hour, before it decides that it's not being used anymore and it turns off to save the power. Well, you can just turn that off and it'll stay on constantly. Why would you want this, you ask? So if you had your fridge freezer or something plugged into, it does it on obviously all the sockets, not just the main socket, the car socket as well. If you're a fridge freezer, one of the compressor style travel fridges, for example, you have that plugged in there, turned on, comes out of temperature, and they turn off. And they're so well insulated, it might stay off for an hour or more. And then when it comes to turn back on, you need the power to still be active on the unit so it can turn back on. But if you've got the Jackery, it might have turned the socket off because it hasn't detected any current usage. That's the scenario for having the power saving button on and off. And the rest are various USB ports, and there's USB-C. I didn't even know you could get USB-C to output 100 watts. There's a 60 watt one as well. Man, phones are charging far too fast for their tiny little batteries. That must generate a lot of heat in a battery. Yeah, so that is the output from there. That's okay. And whoa, it's still 100% because it's only ran for a few seconds. And obviously the same as the Jackery. Let me zoom out again. Ooh, it's got a light on it. And okay, where's the light on the Jackery? So on the Jackery, you have a little LED light there, little spotty light, which I think just has 2 power settings. Is that it? Does it have SOS mode? Yeah, if you press and hold, you get SOS mode. Okay. On the Anker unit, you have a big light along the front of varying wattages. So there's 2 watts, 3 watts, 4 watts, and off. And I think if you press and hold it, you get SOS as well. It'll flash SOS. Please, I apologise for the flashing lights. Also note it is a nice warm white. It's not the harsh cold of the Jackery's basically almost blue LED. That's a nice warm LED glow. And again, the display runtime, well, it says 99.9 hours because it obviously can't go any higher than 99.9 hours of display at 4 watts. I'll let you do the maths yourself at like 1200 watt hours, what 4 watts works it now. I'm not doing those maths because I can't. What else is there to tell you about this thing? Apart from it being... I hate to reiterate a thing, but it is a fucking weighty boy. It's heavy. It is a heavy unit. Oh, let's do a size comparison. Can we do a size comparison for you? I do have a tape measure. Let's see. They are roughly... I'm going to give you 29 and... 29, so they're about the same height. 24, same depth, so it's just longer. That's about 32 to this one's 47, so it's a bit longer, but same depth, same height. Okay, so here's the thing off their website for the Anker 757 Powerhouse. 10-year battery warranty, okay, 5-year system warranty, 0 to 80 recharge in 1 hour, 3.6 hours from, well, solar, at full solar sun power of 300 watts. Ooh, that's the thing I missed. Uninterruptible power supply. So it does the job of, oh, there's one on the floor. Ugh. There's the remnants of one of my uninterruptible power supplies. You know, the kind you plug into the mains and then you plug your electronic devices in. If there's a power cut, this keeps them running. You can do that with the Anker. You can plug it into the wall with your plug on the back, turn it on, and then plug your device in the front, and if there's a power cut, your device will keep running on the power. Sadly, the Jackery literally says in the instruction manual not to charge it and use it at the same time. So while, yes, it technically would do it, it literally says in the manual not to charge it and run it at the same time. So that kind of rules it out. Whereas this is literally designed to be an uninterruptible power supply. You can have it plugged into the wall, your device plugged in, power cut goes, your thing stays running. Brilliant. That covers all of the things. I like the recommended devices. Egg cooker. Okay. 85-inch TV. No, lamp. That's very, very vague. Kettle. Kettle? Wait, what do you mean kettle? They can't. So in the UK, our typical kettle wattage is 3 kilowatts. You know, you're allowed 3 kilowatts from a 13 amp plug, so you would use 3 kilowatts. So, unless perhaps they mean a travel kettle. Same as microwave. No, UK microwave, that's a 3 kilowatt bad boy usually. So, unless it's a travel micro hairdryer, same again, 3 kilowatts. There are a lot of things on here, like coffee maker. Again, usually a heating element to heat the water up at 3 kilowatts. So, no, a lot of rice cooker. No, UK again, 3 kilowatt. That's not going to work. Drill, only if they mean charging the battery of your, battery drill, not running. Like, I wouldn't like to use it to run a Makita SDS hammer drill. It's definitely not going to run that. It's going to make sad faces. But it does the camping thing that you need it to do. Run your camping fridge, run your lights, run your camp. Run your camp. Can it run your camp? Yes, it can. As for price, I have no idea, and there's no point putting it in this video because depending on when you watch this video, the prices will be completely different to whatever it was or anything I say. In brief summary, as I said, this isn't a Jackery bashing video. This is a comparison between the Jackery Explorer 1000 and the Anker 757 Powerhouse. This one uses nickel, metal, cobalt, lithium-ion batteries that have twice the energy density of the LiFePO4 lithium ferrous batteries, but these batteries weigh twice as much as that one. So if weight is a concern where you're going, if you have a limited weight limit on your camper van or your ability to carry things, then you might have to think about a smaller version or a different product entirely that has a different battery density and technology. I can't give you any final thoughts yet because I haven't used it yet, but like I say, it's going to go to the British Drift Championships this weekend and get used, so I'll be able to report back on another video, probably when I take it apart. We'll perhaps have some footage of it doing things, and we might even try and run some other things off it that it's probably not supposed to run, but it might run. We'll give it a bit of a test and we'll see what happens. Any questions, comments, anything like that, just please leave them in the comments down below and I will try my very best to answer them for you or point you in a direction where you can perhaps find answers. And as always, thanks for watching.